Darrell, just congrats first of all.
Thank you.
Where are you watching the draft, and just what was the scene like when Seattle called you?
I'm watching the draft right here in Virginia with my family, and I just got some immediate family here. It was everything that I hoped for when they called me, and then I seen it on the TV, so it was very exciting, moment I'll never forget.
What Pete and John tell you? What they want you to come in and do?
They just want me to come in and compete. They want they want to put me down and rush the passer and want me to go forward, but the most important thing is competing and making sure that I come in and help my team win.
Corbin Smith.
First off, congrats, Darrell, on getting drafted.
Thank you.
Obviously played a lot of games at Tennessee. The Seahawks yesterday, their first pick. Jordan Brooks played a lot of games for Texas Tech. Given the fact that the offseason looks like there may not be any offseason, we don't know when training camp's going to start. How much of an advantage do you think that it is that you were a team captain, you've played a bunch of different positions in the SEC, and it gives you a better chance to come in and produce right away whenever the season starts?
Yeah, I feel like it gives me advantage. It gives me time to get my conditioning right and everything, get my body right, and making sure that I'm as healthy as a horse when I get to my team. And then having all those games played at Tennessee, I think it just gives me a advantage on playing against the best competition and playing against some of the biggest guys in our conference. And most of them got drafted in the first round. So I think that gives me a great advantage going into this NFL draft and being drafted by Seattle.
Thank you.
There we go. Greg Bell.
Darrell, congratulations.
Thank you.
Son, right? How old is he?
My son is 1. He'll be 2 in July.
And could you spell his spelling, Kamari, please?
Yeah, K-A''Marii.
And what is that process been? That whole experience been a father while playing big time college football and going to school?
It's been a great experience just having my son, and when I'm not doing football, I try to spend as much time with him as I possibly can. And I think it's just been a great experience just being a father and learning how to become a man each and every day and how to be a father to him each and every day. So I think it's been a great experience being able to play college football, work on my academics, and be a father to my son Kamari.
What have you learned in almost 2 years now?
I think I learned how to understand people, understanding him because he's a child and he's young. So I've learned how to be patient with him and teach him things that my dad wasn't around to teach me when I was younger. So just being able to be there for him through everything, whatever he needs, and being able to be his father figure because I am his father. So just being there for him every step of the way. That's what means the most to me.
I'm sorry to ask. Did your father pass early, or what were the circumstances?
No, my father was just incarcerated when I was younger. So I just want to be better than my parent did when my father did when I was younger. So that's what I'm doing.
Thank you. Welcome to Seattle.
Yes, sir.
Joe Fan.
Thank you, Darrell. Just wondering if you could, provide a little bit of a self-scouting report on what you bring to the table as a pass rusher, where you feel like your strengths are, and then maybe a few areas you want to add some polish now that you're in the pros.
Yeah, so I think I'm really great in the pass rush. I have a really good long arm stab, and I can use speed to power moves. So I think I bring a lot to the table. I have power, I have speed. I think I need to get better at using my hands and being more technical with that. And being coached up by the guys at Seattle, I think they will help me do that, and they'll help me be the best pass rusher that the NFL will see. So this rookie season. So I think that I bring a lot to the table. I can run, I can cover, I can do whatever you ask for a linebacker or a defensive end. So I can do it all, and I think that's what I bring to the table for Seattle.
This might sound silly, but is there, a favorite part of rushing the passer for you? Just something that, when it comes to different things that you're asked to do, whether you're a linebacker or a defensive end, just specifically getting after the passer that you enjoy the most?
I think it's just getting off the rock and running the edge and dipping and ripping my shoulder ripping my arm through and seeing that the quarterback's still there, I think that's the best thing that I could ever experience on the football field is seeing that once you get past that tackle, that quarterback is waiting there for you to hit him as hard as you want to.
Brady Henderson.
Hi, Darrell. Brady Henderson from ESPN here. Congratulations. Could you tell us about Hopewell, Virginia, and what your hometown is like, and what you like to do there when, obviously, under normal circumstances, what you would like to do?
Yeah. So when I come here, I mainly go to Richmond. My hometown is 30 minutes from Richmond. I go to Richmond. I check out the water down there. I go down there and see all the historic things that's happened in Virginia and Richmond. I come hang with my family. I spend time with my sister and my nephew, and I do that a lot. Every time I come home, I spend time with them, and I just try to be around my family as much as I can because I stayed at Tennessee a lot trying to get my academics and everything straight. So I sacrificed that time with them during that period of time, and I just like coming. Every time I come down here, I just spend time with my family and just enjoy the great outdoors that Virginia has to offer. And
one quick follow-up: Did you play outside linebacker the whole time at Tennessee, or were you ever a defensive end?
I played defensive end the first few seasons at Tennessee in the last 2 years. My redshirt junior and my redshirt senior year, I played outside linebacker.
Okay, thank you.
Curtis Crabtree.
Hey, Darrell, congratulations.
Thank you.
How much time did you spend split between hand on the ground, hand up as a rusher? And from an alignment standpoint, are you more comfortable on the left side, right side? Where has your time been spent when they've had you on the field?
Yeah, so at Tennessee, I played mostly on the right side, especially when I got to outside backer. But I could play on either side. I played right and left, but that's the way they taught us, right and left. But I played mostly on the left side, and I got a lot of sacks on the left side. But I can play in a 3-point, 2-point, 4-point. Doesn't matter what stance I play in. I can feel like I can rush out of either stance, and I feel like I can play either side of the ball, whether I'm on the right side or the left side. I feel like I'm effective at both.
And how much familiarity do you have with a 4-down front?
I have a little bit of familiarity with it. I wasn't the smart player that I am now when I was younger, but I played in a 4-3 defense, so I'm pretty familiar with it. And I've done a little bit of it in high school too, so it won't be a shock to me to learn the playbook and everything like that.
Thanks, Darrell.
Yes, sir.
Bob Condotta.
Yeah, Darrell, congratulations. Just to try to get all this on the record, so your mother died as well of breast cancer about 7 years ago or so?
Yes, my mother died 2013, May 2nd, breast cancer.
Okay. And obviously that was kind of a tough deal for you as well? How did you get through
Yes, that was my sophomore year of high school, and I didn't play football that year because that was a rough year for me.
And in terms of the Seahawks, had you had much contact with them? Were you surprised at all to see the Seahawks as the team?
No, I wasn't surprised. I was just happy they called my name this early. I talked with them a lot, and I actually took a visit out there. So it was before they shut everything down with the coronavirus and all that stuff. I took a visit there, and it was a great visit. I had an amazing time there with all the coaches and all the personnel that works there.
Something in particular really stand out to you about the city during that visit, or?
Yeah, I think just because I'm an outdoors person, so when I got the chance to just drive around the city just a little bit for like 5 minutes, I got the chance to look up and see all the trees and everything and how pretty and green it was out there. So I think that was probably the most eye-catching thing for me because I love the outdoors.
Great, thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
AJ McCord.
Awesome. First off, welcome to the Pacific Northwest. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, my question for you is about the stress fracture that you say you played through all of last season. So first off, tell me how it hindered you, or if at all, because you still had a very impressive year for the Vols.
Yeah, so I still had an impressive year, but I think it could have been better if it wasn't there, obviously. But I played through it, and I made it through, and I had I think a pretty good season, and made the decision to play in my bowl game, and that was one of the best decisions I made because it was my last game that I got to play with my teammates, and it was really cool to have that moment and win that game with them and have that experience. And now I'm just training and getting ready to do what I do when I get to Seattle, and I'm excited about it and the journey that I'm about to take that's in front of me.
So after the surgery, how much do you feel like that improved your ability and fixed sort of any hindrance that the injury caused you?
Yeah, I think it's fixed me up a lot. I think that surgery helped me a lot. My body feels so much better, and my body is headed right in the right direction of healing, and that everything going through that progression. My rehab is going really great, and I'm ready to get back to 100% so I can contribute to my team.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Art Teal.
Following up on the injury issue, when did you have surgery? How long were you laid up? And what kind of work have you been able to get in, especially given what's happened to all the practice times?
Yeah, so I had surgery January 30th of this year, and I was out for it took 2 months exactly for my scar to heal all the way and close up because they cut into my knee and went down my shin. They put a titanium rod in it, and I think it's been very beneficial for my leg, and it's helped a lot of the pain go away, so I don't feel anything there anymore, and my leg feels healthy as a horse. And I'm waiting for it to get as strong as possible, and I'm doing that, and I've been training. I've been doing a little bit outside, and every chance I get outside and run a little bit and move around and do those things. So I'm in the training room. When I go back to Knoxville, I'll be in the training room every day, just rehabbing, strengthening, and conditioning on my leg and everything, just trying to get it strong again. And once I do that, won't nothing stop me from being the best.
Following up just a little bit on the rehab, you didn't go to the combine, so how did you get in touch and demonstrate?
No, I went to the combine. I just didn't do anything.
Okay. And was there anything after the combine that you could show you were physically fit?
Yeah, I put a video out, and I had my agent send it out and everything, and sent out all my medical records and everything to make sure everything was straight. And I did a video and showed that I can run and move around and bend and still get off the ball and everything, backpedal and all that stuff. So I think that's when teams could see what I could do since I had my surgery in January.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Masvita.
Yes, Darrell, welcome to Seattle.
Thank you.
Yeah, a question for you. What can you attribute your versatility to? Because it seems like you played defensive line, you played linebacker. What can you attribute that to?
I think I can attribute it to from playing basketball. I played basketball all my life, and I played football all my life. Just running around when I was younger, and then when I got on the basketball court, it felt pretty natural. In the football field, it was like my realm. I felt like I was at home and couldn't nothing touch me while I was on that field. So I would say I could attribute that to just being an athletic basketball player. I get it from my mother and my father. And my mother was 6'1", so that's why I get my size, and I feel like I get a lot of my athletic ability from it.
And she was a basketball player, your mom?
Yes. Yes, sir.
What'd she play?
She played a power forward position.
Okay, thanks.
And Arthur.
How's it going, Darrell? Welcome to Seattle, first of all.
Thank you.
My question was, you talked about your mom, with her passing, and then your dad not being around early on. I was curious as to who played, a big role, kind of maybe a mentorship role, who maybe a grandparent, aunt, uncle, in your late teen years that kind of helped you get through that tough time. And you mentioned not wanting to play football your sophomore year of high school. What kind of helped you get through that, and what figures, people, family, coaches in your life helped you to kind of get through that?
Yeah, my aunt was there for me a lot. I lived with her for some time in my life too, so she was there for me every step of the way. My sister was there. That was the only sibling I had with my mother, so they were there for me each and every step of the way. My coaches in my high school was there behind me and everything when my mom had passed. So I feel like my whole city was pretty much there for me every step of the way, going through this process, going through that time when my mom had passed, and I had moved with my dad. So they were all there for me, and they were my backbones to make sure that I kept a straight mind, and make sure that I was doing everything that I needed to graduate from high school, make it to college, and do what I'm doing now.
Does anyone else have any follow-ups for Darrell?
I have just one real quick. Darrell, I was just curious, obviously excited to get drafted anybody, but when a team trades up to come grab you, what's that feel like? And knowing that, you had good conversations with them going into it, and, you're a player that they really coveted, obviously.
Yeah, man, it's exciting because they traded up to get me. So that means they must really wanted me. And I think I couldn't thank them enough for it. And I'm just ready to get to work. I'm excited they picked me to be their pass rusher and be a part of their organization. And I'm just ready to show them what I got.
Thanks, man.
Darrell, thanks so much for jumping on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Look forward to meeting you in person.
Okay.